Okay, everyone, we've got to talk because I have just been shook, like absolutely shaken to the core by this surprise announcement from the Criterion collection. They've just announced, totally out of the blue, that they're releasing the complete works of Agnès Varda on Blu-ray. This is just mind-blowing. Usually Criterion only do their announcements on the 15th day of every month. Now, that doesn't fall until this Friday, so I was still expecting a few more days until a new announcement of some sort. But out of the blue, it just came today, totally out of nowhere, and they've released a trailer and they've given descriptions of every single film in the collection. I guess looking back at last month, it's not unprecedented because they did announce the Bruce Lee 5-film box set a few days before their usual announcements. This could become a bit of a trend, maybe we'll see next month, but they could be announcing a box set a few days before their normal releases. Now, that would be crazy because that would mean we'd be getting a box set every month, which I don't think is going to happen. I think it just happens that this year they have so many box sets that they want to be releasing. We just got the Bruce Lee box set announced. We've now got this Varda set. We know that there's a Federico Fellini box set in the works. We know there's a Wong Kar-wai box set, and there's probably a few others as well, and these are all due to come out this year. 2020 could be the best year for Criterion. I'm just going to put that out there because what they've announced thus far is incredible, absolutely incredible. So this set looks to include all of the films that Varda ever made. So in a way it is very similar to the Ingmar Bergman cinema box set. However, there's a few differences that I've noticed from the screen grabs of the packaging and the description and things like that. The Bergman set came in this massive box, and it doesn't look like this Varda set is going to be of that size. It looks like it's going to be more compact. The case that holds all of the discs, it seems there's one disc per page. So there's 15 discs in total, which is not as many as the Bergman box set. The form factor just looks like it's going to be maybe closer to a normal Blu-ray case than the big behemoth Bergman box set. This announcement comes at a great time because obviously the world has gone a bit crazy recently and everyone's just trying to get through this whole struggle that we're going through at the moment. And Varda's films are a relief for this kind of stress that we're under. Her films were made to show the joys of life, particularly in her later years. The films she made were just looking at life through a lens of joy and wonder and a love of cinema as well. However, her films also deal with social issues, particularly ideas of feminism and gender roles in society, things like that. And she was a great documentary filmmaker, and even her fictional films do have this blend of documentary style filmmaking within them. Listen guys, I like to be honest with you, and I don't go around pretending that I know all of the films of every filmmaker. I'm the first to admit when I don't know much about a certain filmmaker, and Varda is one of those filmmakers. I have only seen a handful of her films. My knowledge of Varda doesn't really go much beyond this previous Blu-ray box set that I have. This is the Agnès Varda collection that was released by Curzon Artificial Eye in the UK a few years ago now. This box set just had 8 feature-length films and a few short films in the special features. So compared to what Criterion are preparing to release, this is nothing. Like, the new box set from Criterion is going to replace this for me and probably many others. Because of my lack of knowledge about Varda, I'm not going to go much into the films, but I will say my favourite is probably Cleo from 5 to 7, which is included in this and is of course going to be in the Criterion box set. Agnès Varda was fundamental in the growth of French cinema during the 20th century, and she was there at the seminal point of the French New Wave movement. And many people consider it actually beginning with Varda, not beginning with Truffaut or Godard. So she was definitely involved with all those filmmakers and those film critics at the time. And she's also responsible for bringing French cinema to a more global stage. And she has many fans among big filmmakers today. And I know Martin Scorsese is a big fan of Varda. So it's just great to have this whole collection celebrating her works. No less because she sadly passed away at age 90 last year in 2019. So this is a real celebration of her life, and it's a great jumping in point for many people who are not familiar with her at all. It's going to be a great jumping in point for me because, like I said, I am no expert. I am pretty new relatively to her work. So I am so excited for this, and I think you should be too. Varda's films are already represented within the collection on some single release titles. And there's also the other connection of that she was married to another great filmmaker who is featured quite prominently within the Criterion collection. She was married to Jacques Demy, and I of course have the essential Jacques Demy box set from Criterion. If you happen to be a fan of Jacques Demy already and you're not too familiar with Varda, during their relationship she made films about Demy. She made some documentaries about him, which are going to be included in this new box set. Again, that's just another way of getting into the works of Varda if you're already a fan of her husband's works. That's pretty much all I have to say about this. If you want to know more, obviously go to the Criterion Collection's website because they have a coming soon page with this listing on there, and you can read a description of all of the films that are going to be in this set. So if you want to find out more, please go to their website, and also on their social media I've already seen a trailer floating around for this. So if you want to get an idea of what her films are like, check out the descriptions and the trailers that are online. That's going to do it for me in this video. I just wanted to share my excitement for this new surprise announcement, and do let me know in the comments if there are any recommendations for her films that you could give to people like me who are pretty new to her whole filmography. If you liked this video, please do consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this about the Criterion collection and big world cinema filmmakers. And please give this a thumbs up if you liked it, and drop a comment below. It would really help the channel grow, and we could get these videos out to more people and grow this community because we have such a great community here. And thank you so much for your support through all of these videos. I'll be back for more videos on the Criterion collection very soon, because hopefully in a few days there's going to be more announcements and I'll make a video on them. So until then, if you want to stick around on the channel and get some recommendations for films, just click whatever video is appearing on the screen right now. And until next time, be safe, be well, and keep watching great films.